You win!
Hey, everyone!
Congratulations!
All right,
I
yeah!
know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off.
Hello everyone, my name is ASDF. Welcome back to the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. This is what I was greeted with after I put in my current system time. So, wanted to go ahead and just start it right here. Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you've booted up the game. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12:00 and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know that you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see this screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whatever time you want, even if it's not the correct time. You've earned it. Alright, I'll let you get back to the video game now. What? That was a note from the creator of the game because we set the clock both times we logged in. Oh, that's amazing. Wow. Well, let's jump in. You're wiping your entire PC for a clean install?
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
We're gonna skip this. Chef's Kiss, beautiful new. We have the happy birthday niece, step niece.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, let's get that music cranked down. Here's the bucket. Okay, we need to do the chaos ending without the bucket, right? We also need to figure out, what is this divider doing right there? What's the deal with that, huh? We need to figure out which computer to use now. Because we've done 2 of them, so... Welcome back, Leviathan. You set the smoke detector when you lit your candle. That stinks. That's the worst. Your candle probably doesn't stink. We need to do the chaos ending,
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this
without
was
the
not
bucket.
the correct way to the meeting room.
Because
and
the bucket
Stanley knew
changed it.
perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I'm also going to turn the game sound down just a tad. It's pretty loud. Louder than me, and we can't have that.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just
That's
to
right.
spend a few... But eager to get back to business,
Okay, we need to
Stanley
go
took the
to the
first
left.
open door on his left.
Then we need to go down the chute. Oh, but that looks... Oh, we've been there already. Okay.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
No, we're not going to be doing that. The
But
end is
Stanley
never
didn't want to
loading.
go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
What if I go right? Okay, I can't go right. I guess I'll go left. No candle for you.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
I stinking knew it. Thank you very much.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
What were you thinking,
It's
man?
clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Clearly the other way.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
You know, I bet, and I could be wrong here, but I bet if you stand right next to those doors when they open, you can go through them. Ronnie laid down right in front of the cat cam. Oh, what a sweetheart.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler.
It's a spoiler.
Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to...
You guys closing your eyes?
Who am I kidding?
It's also
It's
9
all
o'clock
rubbish
now instead of...
now.
Oh, yeah,
Whole story
well,
completely unusable.
back home.
How about rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense,
Late night- stay
we'll
up
just
late night
restart the game
crew.
from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, hmm? Okay, from the top.
Wait, no, don't restart the game. Alright, what if I go back there and I
All
attempt...
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Wait, the balloons are gone.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
And it's
Perhaps he
gray
had
and rainy
simply
and
missed a
cold.
memo.
Oh no. It's gone. The bucket's gone. All the other stuff is gone. The balloons are gone. Maybe that means we need to go back to the new content zone? We've like reset it or something?
Wait, Wait, what?
Uh-oh.
No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely
It's
fresh.
50 Fahrenheit. It
Everything
makes you
should be...
so sad.
Oh, did something
Look, the cats are playing.
Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
No,
did
I didn't
you
even
move the story somewhere, or
I didn't touch nothing.
Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story.
Yeah.
It was right here just a minute ago.
Come on now.
I know for sure that it's here somewhere.
Somewhere,
Okay, then.
somewhere indeed.
It's an
50 would be so nice,
Come,
though.
Stanley.
I had to run the AC
Let's
today.
find the story.
Oh, I want to go through this one. Can I get up here? Can I, like, glitch up onto this chair? Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Glitch up onto the chair. Come on. Come on. Ah. Okay, well, I guess we'll go this way. Oh, we could have just gone around there. It's clearly 11:22. I don't know what you're talking about being 9 o'clock hollow. Everyone knows what you did. They're just holding back to let you torture yourself. Inner guilt.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise
That's
you
true, yeah.
there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
No, don't restart it
I
again.
find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting
Oh, we
over
walked all
and
the way
over
around.
again, but it's got to be better than this.
No,
Okay, let's give it a
We're
shot.
chilling.
Why
No, don't. Aww. Come on, man. It's now 11:20. Oh, it really did restart. It starts at
All of his
11:20
coworkers
every
were
time.
gone. What could it mean?
Did we check this
Stanley
computer?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Are there going to be even more doors this time? Are we actually just going to Mordor? One does simply walk into Mordor. I mean, that's how... Spoilers. I'll give you guys 5 seconds to get out if you haven't seen Lord of the Rings. 5,
Okay,
4.
it's worse.
It is
I
worse
might be
too.
remembering this
1.
wrong. It's
All right.
possible the story
They
is
did
back
simply
where we
walk
just
into
came
Mordor.
from.
I mean, that was the
Why don't we
whole
go
thing.
back the other
One does
direction
not simply
and see if
walk
we
into
missed
Mordor.
anything?
No, the hobbits simply walked into Mordor. Okay, we're headed back. That was where the new content was, right? Room 416, I think. Okay. I'm not missing anything, right?
I knew we'd miss something. The story.
This is
Here it comes.
this is a hallway.
No, wait. Never mind.
That boy-
Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way
no.
and retrace our steps.
We should have picked up the bucket, guys. Oh no. Going crazy. Oh, someone else went crazy. It looks like a bird just pooped everywhere in here.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all.
I mean,
Is
this
the
is kind of
story?
a
I don't think so.
cozy,
I can't quite
abandoned,
recall, but I believe my story took place in an office
tiny
building.
hut in a forest
that
kind of
correct?
vibe, you know?
Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely
door's
forgotten
gone.
what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Hey, we won!
Congratulations!
All right,
I know
yeah.
you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good
This is
job.
back room level, something like that, yeah.
Oh, no, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
Hey,
Some people
I've
win
been
fair
playing
and
this
square,
game
and
so
this
long.
was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Oh, okay. Well, he won. Great job. The
All right,
Stanley
I've
Parable
got a
2
solution.
adventure
This
line.
time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure line.
Okay.
Just follow the line. How simple
Trademarked.
is that?
Oh, ooh. What if we deviate from the line? No. We'll just follow the line. So this is the Stanley Parable
You see,
level? Yeah.
the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction.
What if we just
Onward,
head
Stanley,
down to the line?
Destiny. Though,
This is
here's
it.
a thought.
This is it.
Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there?
Yes.
Or put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
Why did it
Simply
curve
by
on the
act of
stairs? That's so
moving
weird.
forward, are we implying a
it's on the
journey
wall.
such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life
How?
itself?
It's parkour time.
Hang on.
Parkour.
That got a bit weird back there.
Parkour.
Well, I'd like to
Oh, yeah.
apologize.
Oh, yeah.
Not
Weird.
Sure where I was going with all that.
Parkour.
You know what?
Oh.
I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Yeah, that's what we need. Parkour. Had to check. You always gotta check. Monthly ledgers, corporate imbalances, consolidation reports, annual reviews, departmental accounts. Oh my goodness, what is this? Wait. Financial how is that? That is mind-breaking. Oh, what? What is this? Oh, employee fort. Whoa, that's a lot of peer reviews. Dude, so many people reviewed us. There's so many. Oh, right, parkour. Pretty epic music.
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern.
Okay.
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story.
You guys looking at the fern?
You study it closely and remember it carefully.
All right.
You won't want to miss anything.
Okay. Leviathan, count the blades of grass. Hollow, count the leaves. Duggan, remember how much it weighs. Alright, you guys good? We got it? Alright. Moving on. That's probably going to be important later. Yeah.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this
Take the
ringing a
human
bell?
benchmark test. Oh, we're back.
No, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it.
To heck with it.
Restart.
Hey, there's a party happening. Oh, okay. The Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Oh, it wasn't the Stanley Parable 2 Adventure Line.
Stanley, I say forget the Adventure Line. What's
yeah.
it ever done for us?
It
We're
nothing.
Intelligent people,
got
right?
us back to the
Why
same
can't
place we
make
got
up
on our own
story?
without all the
Something exciting,
detours.
Daring, mysterious.
Yeah.
Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable.
Let's
Why
do
don't
it.
we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Yeah, 437. This guy's got an office that is so big.
This
it's just
is
a really
exciting.
long
Just me
hallway.
and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
This is
Go on. Use your imagination.
this is a big old
Whatever
square.
it might be,
Oh.
Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Okay, I'm thinking unicorns and cotton candy and sparkles and
No, not
chainsaws.
you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story.
Rip
no
logic.
lines or monitor rooms. Just
Yeah,
don't
no
acknowledge
kidding.
it, and we should be fine.
Okay, don't acknowledge the line. There is no line. It was kind of weird though that it ended up in the seal. I mean, there's no line.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere,
I'm
which
right
means
in the middle
that
because I can
somewhere
see
at
the
place where
wall
we're
through
trying
all
to
of the
go,
filing cabinets.
There must be a reverse door.
That's so
that
satisfying.
leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since
it
the
will.
answer is clearly
Yes.
yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic.
Right, but the door on the left
Stanley,
could also be
our
the right one.
destiny
Therefore, it would be the
awaits.
correct one. The confusion
What's this?
ending.
The confusion
First
ending.
restart.
You're
Second
telling me
restart.
That's what this is?
Third
It's all
restart.
one giant ending?
Fourth
And we're
restart.
supposed to restart the game
Fifth.
eight times?
Restart.
That's really how all
Game
this
restarts
goes?
on its own.
It's all
Find the line.
determined?
Find an initial replica
now,
of
according
the
to the
office that's
schedule, I
begun to
restart
deteriorate.
again.
Attempt to
Then
make up a
Am I
story.
just supposed to forget? Well,
There
what
is
if I
no
don't want to
longer an
forget?
office, simply blank space,
My
wander
mind
in the
goes
blackness,
blank
find a
simply because
bookstore,
it's written
get
here
bored
on
and
this-
leave. Narrator
this
restarts the
thing.
game. Narrator's gone
Whoa.
after a long time. Stanley dies.
Well,
No,
you
Stanley,
consulted
no.
me. Why don't I get to decide?
We're gonna be okay, Stanley.
Why
Just
I
don't
get a
look at
say
that.
in all of this? Is it
Just
really?
what? Just
No, it
oh,
can't
we
be.
we had the
I
illusion
don't
of
want it
choice.
to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't
right.
do it. I
Don't
won't
do it.
do
Don't
it.
do it.
I won't
Don't do it. No, don't do it.
And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
I got nothing.
So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure if we're in the
Here, I'll
destination
zoom out
or
so you
the
guys can
journey. Though they're
read
always
the whole
saying that
schedule.
life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now.
We're
We'll
in the
find out,
journey.
won't we?
Yeah, we are
Eventually.
so in the journey.
Well, in the meantime, if you
That was supposed to be the narrator restarting the game, though, right? And instead, we restarted. The game
all of this
restarted
co-workers
itself.
have gone, what could it mean?
And now I'm going to be
Stanley decided to go
prevented
to the
from
meeting
moving
room.
forward.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm not going to take the bucket. I think, right? Be
When
prevented
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
on my left. On my left. Entering the door on the
Yet there
left.
was not a single person here either.
Right.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
What if I don't, though? I'm gonna go get a. I'm gonna
There
go
was
get
nothing here.
a soda.
No
I'll
choice
be
to
right back.
make, no path to follow.
Enjoy
just
the broom
an
closet.
empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please
that-
offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
I'm back. I didn't. This content plays itself, man. I didn't even have to do anything. You came just in time for the broom closet
You
ending.
realize there's no choice. or
What's up,
anything
Lady
in here,
Thunder, dude?
right?
How are you?
If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
I don't know if you guys can hear that. I
Maybe
can.
to you this is
Oh, the
somehow,
noise
if
cancellation's
only
probably cutting it out.
Maybe
Just
when
like
you go to talk
reaction
about this with
streamers, you're
friends, you'll
tired,
say,
man, but good.
"Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite."
That was my
I
favorite
hope your
ending.
friends find this concerning.
My favorite ending. Did you get the broom closet ending? It's my favorite ending. That's
Stanley
like,
was fat and ugly and really, really stupid.
Hey, that's
He
rude.
probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how
That
stupid he
explains
is.
why there were
That
so
or
many
with drug
employee
money.
reviews.
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Stanley. Wow. Yeah, so we should talk about the
Well,
Cheap
I've
Chill
come to
Community
a
Game
very
Night while
definite
this is gone.
conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead.
Thank you for the
You
lurk.
got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard.
What?
Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
So, Cheap Chill Community Game Night.
Anyone who happens to be nearby, the person at this computer is dead.
Should probably
They have
wait for
fallen
Helmet to
prey
come back.
Any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities.
No one's gonna hear you, narrator,
It's
because I'm wearing
indicative of
headphones.
the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct
another human to take their place.
making sure they understand
All right.
basic first-person video game mechanics.
Who wants to take
and
my
filling them
place?
in on the history of narrative tropes in video games.
He's playing a game. Yeah, he's
so
probably.
that the irony
Yeah.
and insightful
It
commentary of
happens.
this game
But it was
is
his
not
idea.
lost on them.
The insightful
All right.
comedy.
When you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Walk out and back in.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
That's right.
You too. Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to.
Nah.
A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
I have a feeling you've got more to say about this. I'll walk out and walk back in. That might be it. I think that's it. I got the... Okay, cool. Cool. Thank you for elaborating.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I refuse.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines.
They're
Remember,
in the game.
no reward for collecting all of these. Only
Dude.
the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done.
We should have
You
said that
can't
we
buy
played the
that
game
sort of
before.
happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried.
We gotta do
So,
GTA
I
races
implore
as
you
a
to
community.
savor
It's not
each
chill at
and
all.
every
That's what I
moment
thought.
You'll come across one of these beautiful figurines.
The mugging and shooting and killing and running from the cops doesn't seem particularly chill. Let's begin the game again. Let's take the bucket. Oh, was there something on my computer? Meeting today. Figurine Finders Committee in the meeting room. Okay. Well, let's go to the meeting
All of
room.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Yes. The bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay, we're going to the Figurine Finders Committee meeting today. Oh. Oh, trust the completionist instinct. There will be a reward for finding them all. Stop kidding yourselves. I want them so much. I want to go home. There will be cleaning. There will be cleaning of this wall required. Lies. Who are you? 666 LOL. Lookalikes. LOL looks like 427. Yep. 5 there be, just take it from me. Gotta collect them all. Okay, mission status, places to search. A large room with lots of boxes. Stairs, something to do with stairs. Inside the sequel exhibit. Somewhere both red and blue. Nearby a fireplace and a private but smelly place for an important person. So that's gotta be the bathroom. Can I screenshot this? I probably should. Okay, we've screenshotted it so that if we need to refer back, is this some kind of game? There must be a point to this. Warehouse access plan. Produce 1 plank to allow ease of access past fence. We need more planks. Construct bridge to allow collection of shiny float. Retrieve Chris's remains from warehouse floor and construct new structurally sound bridge. Okay, so there's got to be one in the warehouse. Large room, and then somewhere both red and blue. You got to go eat dinner, have a good time while you're gone. All right, enjoy your dinner. Let us know what you're having. Unless you're already gone, and then hopefully I'll remember when you come back that you just ate dinner. Okay, so we got to go to the CEO's bathroom. Do not leave office before reporting back on any new findings. Teamwork and communication are of great importance during this unprecedented time of investigation. Thank you. Help, I'm a post-it. Okay, I think we got... Can you tell you spotted one? What makes them float in the air? Who took these pictures of them? Follow clues provided by employee 416. We can do it. Red room? Fig leaves are hard to find. Good luck. Maybe we are the collectibles. This is a whole conspiracy about these figurines. Figlies. Bottom text, nice. To whom it may concern, I managed to pick up sounds I managed to pick up sounds unusual to our regular office ambiances or local audio sources using an array of cardioid microphones, also known as directional mic. A microphone which picks up sound from a particular area, specifically mostly in front of the mic and a little bit behind it. Analysis of the recordings allowed me to triangulate the source of the strange noises. Data shows that in all likelihood it's coming from a dark area behind a very warm place. I also picked up what looks like reverberances off a porcelain surface. Any leads on this? Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy? Okay, weird spinning figurines. Bonus stuff. What we know, what we forgot, what we don't know yet, and bonus stuff. Why wouldn't they just tell us something will happen? This investigation, this room, they feel pointless, to be honest. Okay, well, we've read all the things we can read. And I suppose we'll move on. So we gotta go to the warehouse. No, we're not gonna do the broom closet again. Thank you for the lurk, Buggin.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Okay, we gotta go into this bathroom. There should be one in here.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name.
How about a
for these
Figly?
things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines?
Stanlerines.
Yes, I think I like that.
Sounds like
Another
a bathroom.
Stanlerine under your belt.
Sounds like a tangerine. Like Stanley is a tangerine. Okay, so we got that one. Let's begin the game again and get the one in the warehouse.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Okay, so
Stanley
that looks like it
decided
might
to
be
go
a
to the meeting room.
permanent
The confusion
feature.
and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
This
Stanley
is a
clutched the
bucket.
bucket tightly to his... This was not
There's
the
more.
correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
It's not so much the
And
employee
here it
lounge
was.
as it is the
Had
warehouse.
The bucket turned out to be correct. Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, no, never mind. The bucket
I bet
was
there's an
gone.
ending for that with
Stanley
the bucket.
took the door on his left to
This
go back to the
is a
meeting room.
bucket. But we need a plank for this.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
This is the
cargo
plank
lift,
that
yes.
makes it easier.
Go there. Go
I
to the
see.
cargo lift.
Go to the cargo lift, huh?
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines.
almost done
And now
restarting
I'm
your
torn
PC.
between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think,
Figlies.
Stanley?
Figlies.
What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up
He's
by
so
1?
right, though.
Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
I looked at that 4 out of 6 and I'm like, oh, we're so close. Okay, we need something both red and blue. We probably can't jump down there. We can go into this vent and see if there's anything down here. Somewhere both red and blue, and then there was something else, right? Okay, we have the bucket this time. This is where the recording looped before, but it's still off. Oh, I can't.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down.
Oh no.
It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket.
Got kinda dark.
This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
Okay. Maybe we shouldn't pick up the bucket. Is it
I
gonna
can't
be
wait to
gone?
tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
Okay.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Okay, let's
Stanley
try.
clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
We've gone down the
This was
elevator
not
with the
correct
bucket.
way to the meeting room.
What if we stand
Stanley
around
had felt
in the
bucket
lounge?
calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Because that's a regular
And
thing.
here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
The bucket is always insightful. This is better than the meeting room. Because we get to lounge in here, and what do you get to do in a meeting room? You just get to meet. That is not nearly as fun.
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure.
Just
Stanley
grand.
reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right. Then walking to the lounge. Then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired.
It is so good to be here with you, Bucket. Although apparently you drove someone mad. And that's that. Look at the light coming
Perhaps
off the
this
inside
was
of the
where
bucket.
The bucket felt most truly at home. Here in the employee lounge. Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can even feel at home.
The lighting on the bucket is so nice. Bucket gang? Oh no.
Stanley decided to just
Bucket
give
gang
the
is
bucket
back.
absolutely as much time as it needed to be in the lounge. Clearly,
Yeah.
the bucket and the employee lounge shared a special connection.
That's right, maybe I can just have a seat? Oh, yes. Very good. Bucket gang. Bucket gang is a squad that we form in Super Smash Bros. Where Lady Thunderdude will play as Game & Watch. And we will play characters that have energy attacks and just fill the bucket. And then let her just go after people with the bucket. And we form somewhat of a truce until the end. When we SD off the edge because the bucket must reign supreme. That is Bucket Gang. Okay, I think that's enough with the bucket. It doesn't seem like he's going to continue on.
But finally, the bucket was done being in the lounge, and they took the first open door on their left to get back to business.
Or we could not take that
No.
door.
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The
Do not
cargo
lie. If
lift,
you're lying
yes.
right now,
Go there.
stop.
Go to the cargo lift.
Okay. Is the narrator, We didn't do that ending where we jump
Good.
off.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk.
This
but
is a
Stanley
special
chose
bucket.
not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
I will. I will do it. I will do whatever the bucket asks of me. Because this...
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
This dark room over here? Okay, he must just mean this room. Oh, this dark room, I see.
Now pick up the phone, said the bucket.
I obeyed immediately.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket.
Oh,
Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly,
Beige
he began
pages.
to believe the bucket could speak to him.
uh-oh. Look at my art of buckets. Jazz music? Oh, wait, there was... Oh, there's the bucket. Hello, Stanley, it's me, your bucket. Press R to take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Press K to take me back home with you.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Probably not. Press U to go back to work.
Well, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it
No,
will ever truly
Stanley.
do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location.
We
That's
should have
it.
taken the
It
hint.
doesn't do anything else.
We should have taken the hint with that crazy guy. Don't listen to the loud man. Press Z for us to go back home.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
It's N to ignore anyone in your life except for me.
It's sad. I
dark.
suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
Right? I'm not the only one that said the bucket had a nice shine. I believe I'm real, don't you? Oh, you believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Press L to go back home.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
That's because it's an amazing bucket. Press C to relive the same day with me over and over and
Oh
over.
my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket.
But it's a
Why
nice
do I feel
bucket.
some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
It's an emotional support bucket. Press F to go home, to work, to home, to work, to home.
Oh no. I'm having feelings. For the bucket. No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
The narrator.
Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it
No,
to me.
it's
Give
my
me
bucket.
the bucket, Stanley.
No,
I need
no,
it.
you
Give
can't
it to me
have
now.
It.
Give
Close
it
my
or I'll-
eyes. I close my eyes. Go back to work, Stanley. Okay.
All of his co-workers
was
were gone.
interesting.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting
What's up,
room.
Kronos?
Perhaps he had
You're part of the
simply
late
missed a
night
memo.
crew? Bucket!
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd
the
never
bucket.
be alone again. Not truly alone. Not with the bucket
input
around.
received. I think go in the vent with the bucket. I just went in the vent with the bucket.
tightly
Oh,
to
welcome
his
back,
chest.
Leviathan.
This was not the correct way to the
Yeah,
meeting room.
I just went in the vent
Stanley
with the
had
bucket.
felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Yeah.
And here it was.
Just
Had
got
the
through the
bucket
whole
turned out to be
relationship thing
correct?
with
No,
the
never
bucket
mind.
instead
The
of
bucket was wrong.
with Stanley's wife.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the
Oh
meeting
wait,
room.
tape recorder? Yeah, we did tape recorder ending.
No.
And we
Set the
also
bucket. Don't go to the meeting room. Go
we
somewhere
also
else.
went up the
cargo
lift with
yes.
the bucket.
Go
There's
good.
balloons in
Set the
here
bucket.
too.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's
we
something
haven't
up there I need you to
we
do.
haven't jumped off the cargo
Stanley
lift
did not
normally.
question why or how
And we
this
haven't
bucket was
jumped off the
speaking to
cargo
him.
lift
It
with the
should have
bucket
alarmed
either.
him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact.
Oh,
he was
that's
firmly
so
convinced
cool.
that the bucket had spoken
You got to
him,
hear about the
and
design
he
decisions?
unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Danger, danger everywhere. That's what all danger signs should say. All of them. There would no need to be specific about the danger.
No, stop.
No
Look there
buckets
on the
past
wall.
this
You see,
point.
There's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could
Did
you
I
think
scan
it
the
was okay
QR
to bring the
code?
bucket
No.
here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't
What QR
know
code?
what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it.
Oh, I'm
this
sorry.
misunderstanding
I
could
stood
have
on the wrong
dire
side of the fence.
consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your
Oh, in the giant hub
understanding of what
area
is
for the
and
deluxe?
isn't a bucket.
Gotcha. No, I
Please,
didn't. I should.
Step in here for a moment.
You got it, Mr. Narrator Man. Is this a bucket?
Now then, I'm going to run you through
Why are we
some
on a
test
catwalk?
scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about
StanleyParable2.com.
what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Alright, we're gonna win this thing, man.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
This is a bucket.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
This is
Item
tricky.
2. Is this a bucket?
This is a bucket.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
But if it's a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, that means it's a bucket because it's a 3D printed bucket. The hologram, not a bucket.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Yes, this is a bucket.
Correct. This is a bucket.
There's more. Is it cake?
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Oh, that's a big bucket. This is a bucket.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor.
No,
it's an
it is a
enormous
bucket.
machine that tills the earth.
It is
I
not.
thought this was a gimmick. How on
No.
earth did you manage to screw it up?
No.
Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
It was a bucket. It is a bucket that you put a person in, and then you attach
Is
a
this a
bucket to the
bucket?
front. Yes, this is a bucket.
Correct. This
What?
is a bucket.
Okay. Why is that one a bucket? What?
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
It is a bucket.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
It is both a bucket and not a bucket? I've just turned into spy for this now.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be
That is
around here
because it is
somewhere.
an invisible bucket. Oh. Ah, yes, it is a bucket.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here.
There's
and I don't
obviously a
appreciate
bucket.
the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something.
No.
And therefore nothing could possibly be something.
Nothing is
Unless
something,
in your
and
twisted
nothing
mind
is a
have you
bucket.
somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing?
Yes.
Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yes, it is a bucket. Everything is a bucket.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out.
Nothing and
I've lost
everything
all
are
sense of
both
perspective.
buckets.
What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
You're Kyle,
Stanley,
and
I
I'm
can't
Kyle,
keep
and
doing
you were
this.
all
I'm
Kyle.
losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin.
Kyle is me, and
I'm
Kyle
afraid
is
the
that
bucket is
tractor,
threatening
and
to
Kyle is
tear
a
our
bucket, and
relationship
Kyle is
apart. I
everything.
can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game.
No!
Okay, here we go.
No, you don't have that kind of power. Can't do it. No. There's still buckets in the game.
What happened?
Good one.
Is everything gone?
Everything
Why
is
did
a
everything
bucket.
disappear? Wait, Was everything a bucket?
Everything
Every
is a
single
bucket.
thing in the game was a bucket. My God, I had no idea.
It is right.
How could-
Down to our
except
atoms,
me?
we have buckets.
I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news.
Or
We're
we've
not
both left the
buckets.
game.
Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game.
I need a grippy
So,
sock
tell you
vacation.
what, I'll reset
What even
everything.
is that?
We'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket.
It's
But
all
if
a
you run into
bucket.
anyone else, maybe don't mention that.
I will tell them
Who
that
knows what
it
that
is a
information
bucket.
might do to a person. All right, here we go.
I'm worried that everything's gonna be a bucket. Like they replace the textures with buckets.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
Aww. Oh, you go to the psych ward because they have grippy socks there? Nice. Yeah, that's 2. Okay, we need to not take the bucket and we need to jump off the lift. Then we need to take the bucket and jump off the lift. Jump out the window with the bucket? We can jump out the window with the bucket. That one's faster.
The good old bucket.
If it'll
Just
let us, it might
Stanley
not.
and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together. Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear.
Uh-oh.
We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self.
The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger, of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket
If
wondered
it
to itself.
were not a
perhaps,
bucket.
if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way
Is the
too much for
bucket just
Stanley.
Emperor
What are you
Palpatine?
talking about?
He screamed.
You're a bucket.
To this, the bucket furrowed.
Stanley
Wow,
actually spoke.
No,
said the bucket.
not since the evil wizard Gamorata first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No! Stanley screamed even louder. This is stupid! You are a bucket! This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this?
The music.
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like...
Oh.
My God, Stanley, you did it. You saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power.
That's
Otherwise, we would have easily been
I
overwhelmed
definitely
by the
had all
bucket's
those
power. I'm
things.
speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor
What's up,
the
Pig
dark
Ninja?
magic cast away inside of it.
Well, that was a dark magic
How long
bucket.
was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note
Where's
to be
the
more
third
careful with
computer
time
for
from
the
now
input?
on.
I have no idea where that third computer is for the input.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Yeah,
this was
apparently
not
it's
the
a
correct way
magical
to the
beast
meeting
that
room,
stole
and
from a
Stanley
powerful
knew it
wizard.
perfectly well.
Evil
Perhaps
equals
he wanted
blood,
to stop
yeah.
by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
No. Puddles of
Stanley
blood on the
felt
floor
lightheaded,
means
butterflies in his stomach,
health and
but
healing
eager to
and
get back to
wellness.
business, Stanley took the
definitely
first
not
open door
puddles
on
of
his
blood.
left.
That's not what it is. Okay, so we need to jump
Stanley
off the
was so bad
lift.
at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think
The
perhaps
third
we've
input
gotten
is
off
right
on the
outside the
wrong foot
boss's
here.
office.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm
Oh.
not. I realize that
we're gonna have to
investing
do
your
it all
trust
again.
in someone else can be difficult.
Okay,
but the
we need
fact
to
is
just-
that the story. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do,
We have long fall
Stanley
boots.
leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
Plunge to
Good
his,
job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
he got fired. You're not supposed to jump off the lift. Okay, now we need to jump off
A
with
soft
the bucket.
wind blew outside and perhaps rain started.
What is
And if
that?
it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
What was that?
Where are
He was fired from
today?
life.
The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him.
The red, blue one? Oh, I did do the
Stanley
blue
clutched
door.
the bucket tightly to his chest and
Oh, wait.
entered the door
Oh,
with
I
his
was gonna go jump off the lift. Okay, well, I guess we'll go to the boss's office. Where is the red-blue door ending now? Oh, we have two left. Well, red-blue. Some were both red and blue, and nearby a fireplace. The fireplace is down the lift while holding the bucket. That's where the fireplace is.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
This is the third one? Aha! Yeah, dude, I would never have found... Wait, this is a fireplace.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even
What was
now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the
Through
dark
the door,
clouds of
you jump
confusion
off the
and chaos.
catwalk from the
It would be
elevator.
with him
Oh, yeah, but I
always.
can't do it with the bucket
would.
because it tells me to
And
go
he
through...
knew.
Oh,
The
2845,
two of
right.
them were inseparable.
I was pretty
At
close.
this point, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
The bucket was indeed
Yes,
guiding
This
me.
is certainly the most logical explanation.
Oh, it's right here. Oh, because this is
You're
through the
getting
fireplace.
close now,
Got
Stanley.
it.
You've
Okay.
nearly
Well,
gotten
that was...
all of the Figler Anlarines.
Figler
Very soon,
Anlarines.
You'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it.
Yay! I
We'll
love
be
it when the
different
first
people
number
by
equals
then.
the second
Different
number.
in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler Anlarines.
Oh.
None of us can.
Oh. Oh, no. That's kind of true. I never thought about the anti-completionist run. Where am I? I have the bucket. Oh, there we go. Well, we might as well finish out this ending with the bucket. Because we haven't done that yet. So, I
The
want to say the
elevator raced
game
downward,
is
plummeting towards an unknown fate.
about 3 times bigger than it
It would
was
be all
before.
Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Hey, this bucket is a powerful, cursed being.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door
If
that
light is
read,
on, call extension
Mind
914.
Control Facility.
Oh, we have to do the escape route with the bucket too. Maybe the bucket will save us from being crushed.
The lights rose.
It actually
on
is
an
what the bucket
enormous
is, yeah.
room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
The bucket wondered to itself. You'd think the bucket would know. Oh.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock.
427.
Everyone in the office was being
427.
videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears.
If it
as
burst into
Stanley
tears,
cradled it
would
gently,
it fill
reassuring
slowly
it
with
that
tears, or would the
everything
tears
would be
leak out from the outside? That's the question.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well?
Nah.
Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What
I don't
kinds
think
of
so.
things does a bucket want to do?
Kronos, thank you for
or
the
not
lurk.
want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Hey, my mind is emboldened by the presence of the
He
bucket.
screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content.
Can't go up
Walking,
the stairs.
eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
Console
And as the
disabled.
cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world.
Oh, you know what? We
They
never turned it on
high-fived in a really
either.
cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Sassy comment, bucket gang. Alright, let's turn the system off.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth.
That's a
Both of them
travel
wanted
goal.
to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end.
That is an odd
True,
thing to
it
have
was
in
a simple
common.
life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and... What?
Excuse me?
Wait, what was happening?
Excuse me?
Why had the door stopped?
Mr.
Was
Door.
Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
Hello?
Unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket.
No, don't put me back into the dark. No.
No.
I don't want to go down.
Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his
Oh,
arms.
no.
Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself.
Oh,
As
thank you
long
for
as
the
I
look.
have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I?
Throw the bucket through the door,
thought.
Stanley.
Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Wow. What if we... Whoa. I don't know where the next computer is.
A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket.
These are
Stanley
just...
clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay, we can do this again. What happened to our first office? We just skipped it? Was there no more to do in the first office? We can go the same way, but we'll turn the machine on this time. And we still need to go red and blue. So we'll do that next time. And we'll look for that computer input.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and
Spawn
the
is
bucket walked
randomized.
upstairs
Oh,
to
interesting.
the boss's office.
Okay. Go this way with the bucket. Poor panda. We can just groove to some tunes real quick. Ha! I pushed the down button, but then I pushed the up button. Okay. I don't think the bucket is going to do anything in there, but it was worth checking.
Stepping into his...
Oh, I did it. I did it. I glitched it out. How's this for an ending with the bucket? wonder... It didn't fully close. But these doors all opened back up again. So we must have done something right. New content. No new content for us. And our office is back somehow. After not being there. There it is. Aha! That was probably the only way to get that computer, is to glitch out the boss's office, because this area didn't even spawn. You are now leaving. Escape pod bay floor 760. What's down here? 754. Oh, can't go that way. And this doesn't have any buttons on it, so I guess 760. We're on 754. 755. Okay. This is giving me flashbacks to the Silent Hills playable teaser with the looping hallway. That was a horror-based game, because there's no music. And this is so eerie. Like, I am so stressed right now about this. I should not have watched the Silent Hills PT demo. Oh, it was so creepy. It was PlayStation only too, otherwise I would have played it and I would have really got freaked out. Is this gonna be where Hal shows up? Open the pod bay doors, Hal! I'm sorry, Stanley. I can't do that. Oh, I hate this. I hate this so much. Escape pod launch bay number 3. Why was it 432 on all these floors? Well, we can't read that. Escape. Is it just, we just keep walking? We gotta walk backwards because otherwise we have no sense of depth. Wait, you weren't watching for 22 seconds and now you don't know what's going on or how I got here? We glitched out the boss's office. This is weird, right? It's not just me. This seems weird. We're getting the bucket out of the facility. Dude, we did this on accident. We glitched out the boss's office doors. And then got that 4th input on the computer and then sent the bucket out of the facility. Dude. Is it really gone? Oh, we did. What? That was good timing. Welcome, Stanley, to heaven. Are they just singing "What's Up"? Oh, it's my son. Button. Can heaven have a dark mode? Yeah, really. I think we're just stuck in here forever. Well, that's exciting. We can begin the game again. Well, we got all the 5 inputs, and we got the bucket escaped.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Replacement bucket.
And try not to lose this one too, you dolt.
Okay. Calm down there, narrator. We need to jump off the lift with the bucket.
Ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something.
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms.
Wow.
How deeply touching.
That's weird. That's weird, Jimbo.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were.
Oh, it's so tempting to
matter
pick
of
up the
time.
bucket, though. It's so tempting. Okay, we gotta turn...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
We'll do
and
the red
Stanley knew
ending.
it perfectly well.
It's in the... Yeah,
Perhaps he
red...
wanted to stop by
red,
the
blue
employee
door.
lounge
That's what
first,
I thought.
just to admire it. And here it was, the lounge. But
So we
eager
gotta
to
do...
get back
There's a
to
few
business,
endings. We need to do
Stanley took
Stanley
the
and his
first
wife
open
ending.
door on his left.
We need to do the red door ending. We need to do the
Stanley was so
mind
bad
control
at
on
following
ending,
directions,
and we
it's
need to do the
incredible
mind
he
control
wasn't
on
5
ending with
years
the
ago.
bucket.
Look, Stanley, I think
It's
perhaps
this
we've
way,
gotten off
right?
on the wrong foot here.
I think it's this
I'm
way.
not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult.
Because that way would
but the
be
fact
to
is that
the
story
wife
has
ending.
been about
So we need to
nothing
do
but
both of
you
them, but
all this time.
we'll jump
There's
this
someone
way.
you've been neglecting.
Imagine
What?
speed running this
Really?
game. It'd be so
I was in
hard.
the middle of something. Do you have
Well,
zero
that's hard 'cause there's no
consideration
jumping.
for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
I am not
Why,
convinced.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to
No
show you
buckets
something
past this point.
beautiful. Look, let me prove it.
Oh,
let
there
me
it is.
prove that I'm on your side. And there it is. The last Stiggly
The last Stiggly
Savor
Wiggly.
this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it.
That's right.
Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements,
Yeah.
you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward.
That's right.
I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here.
We're all done
and
here.
now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red
I'm
door.
ready. I am so ready. Oh, I thought we were gonna
Oh,
glitch it
thank
shut
God
on
you are
accident.
willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution.
You can cut off my legs.
Let me
1%
show you.
left. Oh. Okay.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
You can go off the path. Oh, what is this? We're turning into G-Man.
Yes.
Oh, I remember this
beautiful,
ending.
isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Oh, good timing. Good timing. Narrator's happy. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Whoa, that's so cool. I think this also is just the end, right?
No,
Oh.
wait. Where are you going?
Back to work, bud. Okay. Interesting.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Yeah.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
I'll
Please,
live.
Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Uh-huh. Wait, hang on. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this? Maybe. Let me just sit down to think about it.
No! Oh, thank God. You lived.
Oh, we're so
You had me
slow.
worried. No. What are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
I just like jumping, man. And if this is the only way you'll let me jump, so help me, I'm gonna jump.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room.
Okay,
that for me?
okay, I'll do that for you. I'll let you be happy again
Yes.
with my limpy
Perhaps
leg.
you can.
I'm so slow
Perhaps you
now.
finally see what I'm talking about.
Oh, so relax.
I know
Very well.
You'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can
Much
see
delight.
that, can't you?
Oh, yes. Very happy. Okay, I'm just gonna... It's like cliff diving, but it's onto concrete. Yeah, don't try this at home. Their
No,
drywall guys are
perhaps not.
terrible. Like, you're supposed to... I don't know if you guys know how walls work. Generally, you've got 2x4s in there called studs, and there's a frame. BRB gonna try this at home. And then you put the drywall sheets where it joins on a stud, so you can screw both ends of the drywall into it. And then these little white spots here are where you actually put screws in through the drywall into the wood studs. So these, for one, should be evenly spaced apart, but they're not. And for two, they should line up all the way up, but clearly they don't. So, I don't know about this. I mean, they do until the top piece of drywall, so it could be that they have different frames up there than for head height, but I don't think so. I think they just did a terrible job.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it?
Man, you got me
You're
all
literally willing
wrong.
to kill yourself to keep me from being
No, it's
happy.
not even about
Am I
that.
reading the situation correctly?
It's not about that. I just really like jumping, man. I love being able to jump.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out
Oh
of it.
no.
I don't know anymore.
We're so
I
limpy
just
now.
wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to
I
make a
know,
choice after all.
Narrator's sad.
Well, this one is yours.
And it gets darker the more we jump off. Oh, narrator, don't be sad. I just like jumping.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
No, narrator, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, poor guy. Oh, man.
Stanley, I'm
Oh.
sorry, but I have to put a pause on
Oh, my
things.
brain,
It's
what is
just-
this, superliminal?
It's those figurines, those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
Oh,
I would love
yes.
nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Now remembering when Stanley found the collectibles. Ah, yes. Oh, oh, so nice. Ah, 2013, when the Stanley Parable was released. Oh, the Steam store. Wow, their interface hasn't changed much. That's comforting. We got this weird winky guy. I mean, we've already looked at a lot of this stuff, so we don't need to relook at it, but whoa.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we
Oh,
had
yeah,
no
that's
idea of
right.
how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Oh. I was wondering if it would go to 7. It went to 7. You think we'll get all the way up to 12? Oh, is it gonna do it in
here
order?
was a second Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you
Why does it-
continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
Why does it sound like there's a train down there? Oh, we can't go up any further? Okay.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini stand? Can you remember?
I don't remember. I think it was the bathroom. I think we did the bathroom first.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here in the boss's bathroom.
Oh,
It
the
was the
graffiti's
third
gone.
one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your 3rd time doing anything.
Okay. I do not remember the 3rd time I ever used the
Let's see,
bathroom.
what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room.
This is
well,
not...
I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
That is not right. This is so wrong. This room is nice, though. It's like being inside a pink chess piece. I mean, maybe just because that looks like a chess piece, but that, you know, that's different. Then we went behind the fireplace. I've never actually seen that fireplace open, so kind of nice to know.
This was the 5th mini stand, and this one was really something special. It was behind the boss's office. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Oh boy. Oh boy. This is so good. This is like early 2000s viral videos. Oh my goodness. If I had a guitar, man, I'd just be jamming over here. We're not quite there yet. I could hang a guitar on the wall. That'd be pretty sweet, actually. Old tutorial video style, yes. Thanks for watching. Oh man, what a trip. What a nostalgia trip. Wow. Everything by the narrator. Starring Stanley. Copyright the narrator.
Takes you back, doesn't it?
It
I
does.
spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Yeah, really, it was that easy back then. Oh man, there are no standards of being super professional or anything. You just made a video. I mean, I put those standards on
And then,
myself,
Stanley,
but...
then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most
stay in
distinct
here.
and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works?
True.
All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected.
We have
It was
12
a
now,
moment
though.
unlike any other.
Is this going to be a loop
Except
that goes
for the
on
other
forever?
moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Are these the same? Well, I'm going to go through the blue door. I do like blue. I like red, but I like blue too.
And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
Okay. I thought it was going to be recursive, and then...
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading
And then
screen.
remember when you
Isn't there
picked
some
up
way
the
we can
7th
stay
one?
here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction.
Yeah.
See how that feels.
You think the video is going to play in reverse?
The room with the red and blue doors. I
13.
remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's
Oh,
keep
is
going.
it?
I want more.
Okay, yep. You just really like these figurines, don't you? You're a big
And
Figley fan
here's where
there,
I made
Mr.
that
Narrator.
video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Are we going to have to watch it again?
Yes.
That was great.
I love that video.
And I did press E when the Figley in the video showed up, just in case we were able to pick that one up too.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
Well, this was the one that we picked up in the warehouse.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation.
Been sitting too much. Need to go for a walk. I need to get a mobile rig set up for Twitch. But you guys know me, and you know that if I were to set up a mobile rig for Twitch... Oh, we get to go to the warehouse? That's a negative. we get no warehouse. That I would end up spending like $1,200. And I don't want to be spending $1,200 to be able to walk around my neighborhood with a camera.
Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going.
Uh-huh.
This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
The whole game. Oh, the whole game. Someone start a hype train and give me $1,200. Oh no. The jumping circle. Did it reset?
It's the
Did it reset?
terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then. The time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now.
I mean, I
Look
liked
how much
it.
fun the past is.
I liked it
want
until I
more-
ran out of jumps.
More memories. Oh yes, the two doors.
What
Who could
is
have
this?
forgotten
It's such
that?
a rehash
Classic
of the
memory, this
game.
one.
Both the same room. And this is a clever
And
restart.
before everything else, there was your office.
Yeah, because it's 11:20. 11:21, so this
there
is a
anything
restart.
else? Was there something that
Except
came
we're clipping
before
through the
your
chair,
office?
so it's a little different.
There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
No one can remember what happened before Stanley went into his office that day.
I'm remembering something now.
Oh.
I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go.
Oh, my brain hurts.
I
It's
would
so
cheer him on as
meta.
he collected figurines for no reason.
The narrator
Why did I even
created
stand
us.
there? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction.
And not only that, but then
I
he
suppose
projected
it's
his
grown old.
loneliness on me and
I
gave
want
me
to
a
think
bucket.
for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. But he truly was so much fun to play with.
We need Stanley,
You know
though.
what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory?
I'm
Let's go
down.
back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office,
Oh
and
my
then
goodness.
I'll retire him for good.
It's so
I
meta.
did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
We're back at the start. We never got to the 8 room, by the way. I know that room exists. I just don't. I'm not gonna do it again. I don't need to get to bucket
All of his
heaven.
co-workers were
Button
gone.
heaven.
What could it mean? Stanley decided
Okay,
to
we
go
need
to the
to go
meeting room. Perhaps he had
to-
simply missed a memo.
Stanley's wife.
Look, Stanley, I
What
think
if we
perhaps
send the
we've gotten
lift
off on
on
the wrong
and then
foot
get
here.
off the lift?
I'm not your enemy, really.
Like a glitch out kind of
I
thing.
realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting.
Hey, welcome back,
Stanley.
Warlord.
Someone you've forgotten about.
Missed a lot of good
Please,
endings.
Stop trying to
They'll
make
be on
every
YouTube.
decision by
And other
yourself.
people have been making
I'm
content
not
on
asking
Stanley
for
Parable,
me.
so.
I'm asking, this is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself.
We haven't tried
To put
unplugging the
your
phone
work
with the bucket,
aside,
too.
To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one
Oh,
to do
Wi-Fi
this,
card's going bad.
to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
I can. I ain't got no trouble with that. I like being married.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
Oh, homemade
right.
bread.
Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your
Uh-huh.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
who'd want to commit their life to you?
Poor Stanley.
I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley.
Aw.
I'm trying to get you to see something.
Stanley,
Come inside.
we
Let
all
me show
love
you
and
what's
appreciate
really
you.
going on here.
We all love and appreciate you, Stanley. You know what? You're a
This is a
trickster.
very sad
Was
story
there
about
even
the
bread
death
in the
of a man
oven?
named Stanley.
There's not even an oven. Good morning, employee 427. Press K on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow.
Now we
He
are
has a
Stanley.
job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Please press J.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch.
It really is
Now
meta and
he's
trippy.
going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even
Ooh, I
feel
haven't
sorry
heard of
for him,
the
except that
the
he's
Strix
chosen this life.
B550EX. What's that one? Please press H.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown.
Into the
fantastic
unknown.
discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful.
Sorry.
And each day that he returned
I've only
to
seen
work
the movie
was
once.
a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Please press U to watch TV.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job.
Where is the
First, he
TV?
imagined
There's no
that
TV.
one day
Why?
while
Why?
at work, he stepped
What
up
is
from
this
his
chair
desk
configuration?
To realize that all of his co-workers,
What is
his
this
boss,
table configuration?
everyone in the building
Why do I have a
had suddenly
cubicle table
vanished
at home?
off the face of the earth. The thought
Why? Carpet?
excited
The
him
floor?
terribly.
So weird. Please press F to spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each
Stands
door.
for
The mere
Extreme
thought
Edition.
That his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
With the boys, please press O to prepare dinner. What if I press 0? 0 didn't work,
As
it
he
was
wandered
O.
through this fantasy world,
What
he
just-
began to fill it with
what
many
happened?
possible paths and destinations.
Why did my kitchen
Down
turn
one
into my
path lay
office
an
when I made
enormous
dinner?
round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Please press Y to tell your kids a
It
story.
was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Please press G to tell your wife that you love her.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Please press R to go to sleep.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay. You got it. I won't do it. We will be at work in the
You see,
morning.
Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Please press K to question nothing.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time.
He should print the instructions on the computer
tried
in the
again.
game. Please
Stanley
die.
pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Did I die? Wow, Stanley keeps dying. Well, there you go, another ending. 11, 20, and 25 seconds. I wonder if there's significance to that. Okay.
All of
So,
his co-workers were
we
gone.
need to go do
What could it mean?
mind control
Stanley decided
on
to go to the meeting room.
without
Perhaps he
the
had simply
bucket.
missed a memo to discover not an indication of any human life.
2845.
Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute
That's
to
right.
just let the narrator talk.
Nope.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy.
It's okay, I
he
just died.
relaxed
It's
for a
fine.
few moments
Oh,
with some
no.
calming new age music.
Oh, the speedrunners would hate that. I mean, this is pretty soothing though. Let's just look at the window. Get some of that natural light coming in while we enjoy this soothing new age music for a
Feeling
minute.
soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Into the open passageway. I'm gonna get demonetized for me singing a cappella a little snippet of a Disney song. I'm in dangerous territory here. I'm gonna get Disney coming after me for singing just like 3 words. Actually, I think you can do 3 or 4 words. Something like
Stanley
that.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yep, that's what I did. I'm gonna push that button so good. Come here, button. I'm gonna push you.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What
Television
horrible secret did
screens.
this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna push all the buttons. I'm gonna push all the buttons so good.
Now the
Boom.
monitors jumped
Look
to
at that.
life, their true nature revealed. Each
Might not be
bore the
natural
number
light,
of an
but it
employee
sure
in the
do be
building.
pretty.
Stanley's co-workers. The
Those
lives of
ones
so
over
many
there.
individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom
This
meant
is gonna come to
nothing.
my house, hold me at gunpoint, and tell you to unsay those words. You know what? No.
This mind control
I'm gonna say them.
facility,
They
it was
stand.
too horrible
I'll
to
keep
believe
posting
it
the
couldn't
VOD
be
over and
true.
over and over again.
Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this
Till they sue
time?
me.
Was this the only reason
They
he was
probably would,
happy with
too.
his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Did you guys hear about that? There was this kid and
No.
there was a kid in a
He
third world country or
refused to
something like
believe
that.
it. He couldn't
And
accept it.
like they
His
had
own
access to
life
like
in
to
someone else's
smartphones and
control?
stuff.
Never.
But it was like an undeveloped
unthinkable.
country, and this
Wasn't
kid
it?
like drew
Was it
because they
even
were poor.
possible?
He drew a
Had he
Nintendo
truly
Switch on
spent
a
his
piece of
entire
cardboard.
life utterly
And,
blind to the world?
His dad filmed it on his phone and posted it, and it went not super viral,
Here was
but
the
pretty
proof.
viral.
The heart of
And
the
so,
operation. Controls
Nintendo
labeled
saw it.
with
Nintendo and
emotions.
Disney are kind of the
Happy
same with their
or
copyright
sad
stuff.
Or content.
And,
walking, eating,
The
working.
CEO of
all
Disney
it
went out.
monitored
He
and
flew out
commanded from
there
this very place. And
to
as the cold
personally
reality of his
give the
past
kid
began
a
to
cease and
sink
desist
in,
lawsuit
Stanley
for
decided
copyright
that this
infringement
machinery
for drawing a
would
switch
never
on a piece of
again exert
cardboard.
its terrible power over another human life, for he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
On.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After
Did.
they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
No, I don't want control.
Stanley,
I want to be mind controlled. I was
applaud you
happy.
for that, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go. Turn the controls off.
Let it go.
And leave.
Let
If
it
you want
go.
to throw my story off
This game is
track,
actually
you'll
just
either have to do
frozen,
much better
but
than
reskinned.
that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
Oh, that's
In
fine.
the event that this machine is activated without
Stanley's
proper
actually
DNA
Gen Z.
identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode,
Ah,
eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then?
I mean, this is probably associated with Black Mesa, so
2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time
Bring
to
it on.
shine. You are the star.
I'm
It's
the
your
star.
story now. Shape it to your heart's desires.
Oh, I can
This
run.
is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know
I
where to start.
don't know what to do here. Welcome back, Helmet. We gotta talk
You'd
about
like to know
Cheap
where your
Show.
co-workers are.
Community
A
game
moment
night
of solace
challenge.
before you're obliterated.
This has got crazy portal
I'm gonna
vibes.
die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened.
Stanley's, oh,
I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free.
I have 4.
Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story.
there a 3?
Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
3?
Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a
There a
crisp.
2 to 1?
I have to say this, though. This version of events has been rather amusing.
Oh, there's 2
Watching
and
you
1.
try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go.
So I need to
And
do
I'm
1,
sure
2, 3,
whatever
4,
I come up
5.
with on the next go around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so
2.
much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm
3.
going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not?
4, 5?
These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
I don't know what to do with these
Dear me,
buttons.
what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're
4.
supposed to be doing right now?
Oh,
Or did
I
you
need to
just
push what's
assume
on
when you
that
saw
screen.
timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at
1.
you, running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in
4.
this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
4 again?
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're
What is
only
it
still
saying
playing
now?
instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made
It still says 4.
This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy.
Executing
You wanted to
button
control
hint,
this
graphic
world, that's
provided.
fine. But I'm going to destroy it first.
Oh,
so
3?
you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces.
There's gotta
Will you
be a
cling
way to solve that,
desperately for
right?
your life? Or
Gotta
will
be
you let it go
something.
peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke.
Control disable.
And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment
Oh, maybe
we
there's
fade in
nothing.
until
Maybe
the
there's
moment
nothing.
I say,
I would
"Hurry
imagine
up."
there's some kind of a secret there. Okay. What if we do that with the bucket? If you guys could tell me how to get to the 8 path, I remember vaguely that that was a thing. But I
Stanley
just
and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large
know.
door that read Mind Control
trying to figure out how
Facility.
to switch careers. I need to do space stuff. Well, you've always been interested in space.
The lights rose on an enormous room.
Just ping
packed with
space in the
television
Discord.
screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley
the
and
8
the bucket
room.
both wondered to themselves.
There was an 8 room, right? I'm not crazy. It was like a rare ending or something that I found once somehow, and I couldn't find it again. And I couldn't finish it. I didn't know how to
Monitors
finish
jumped
it.
to life, And Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone
You're gonna
in
have
the
to work
office was
private in
being
the space front.
videotaped, monitored like guinea
Space
pigs.
Force?
The bucket had never seen anything like this, and
Or
it very nearly
SpaceX.
burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Everything's gonna be fine there, Mr. Bucket.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket
Maybe
been told to do things
the
it
bucket
didn't wish to do?
is actually
What kinds
controlling
of
the
things
facility.
Does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
I think the bucket is actually
No!
controlling
He
the
screamed
facility.
into the bucket. He couldn't accept
No!
it. His own life in someone else's control.
Main menu,
Never!
press epilogue,
He
get the
squeezed
epilogue
bucket
ending, quit
tighter.
and reopen the
His
game
one
6
friend
times.
in
I
the
knew there was
entire
something.
world.
There was some. I
At this
accidentally
point,
found
he
that
could trust
somehow.
no
I have
one
no idea how.
Except for the bucket.
Is my mic muted? No, I think it's on your end. It shouldn't be muted.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over
Chewing
another
on my
youth.
lip like
But
a
at the last
madman.
second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley
I
gasped
knew it.
in horror.
The
Had
bucket
this
turned
been
it
the
on.
bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and
I
claim
knew
the
it.
power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was
So
prepared
betrayed.
to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds. Silly, silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
Oh. What birds are we gonna do? Initiating silly bird sequence. Born to data, tracking them all. 410,757,860,530 live birds. 1 a.m. something. Trash man. Displaying birds range. Planet Bird Earth. I love it. I love it. It's so good.
Stanley flipped through
Web
one
browser
video of
decided to
silly
heckin'
birds
not
after
work.
another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a
love this.
facade to disguise its true intentions.
But
Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands. The one who
oh,
had pointed him
owls.
towards
I
this
love them.
incredible
They're like sky cats.
Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because
Stretch,
they
big
spent the rest
stretch.
of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable.
I love it.
Of
It's
all
so good.
the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best.
Yeah.
And Stanley was happy.
Look at them silly birds. That bird's like, I want to eat. Mama bird's like, I don't got no food for you. That's my face. That's my face, little birdie. But that was fun. I like that with the bucket. So we need to grab the
All
bucket
this
and go on the
code
escape
gone.
path. And
What
then
could
we'll
it mean?
attempt to get
Stanley
the
decided
8
to go
room.
to the meeting room. The bucket
And I
made
think
Stanley
that'll
want
wrap
to be
up
a
the
better
game.
man. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control
Escape.
Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth
weird, it's
was
spelled just
that
like
at
the
the
word
end of this
escape.
hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
Yeah, that's okay. Bucket needs to go.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Yeah. Yeah, painful death awaits for each of us. Painful loading screen. How are you today, Yoshi? Is it Wednesday? It feels like Thursday because yesterday
As the
felt
machine
like
whirred into
Thursday
motion
as well.
and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their
So today
demise,
feels like
Stanley
Thursday.
reflected on how meaningless
Actually, it kinda
the bucket's
feels like a
warmth
Friday.
and comfort had turned
Just
out
got
to
back
be.
from moving a
To be
washer
sure,
dryer.
It puts the mind and
Oh,
the soul at
okay.
ease to embrace the bucket.
Very
But what
interesting.
use is a sense of ease
For
when you're
you or
about to
for a
be
friend or
pushed to death?
family?
This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time
Friend.
carrying a bucket everywhere.
Alright.
Farewell, Stanley.
Washers and dryers, you can move on your own if you have a dolly, but it is nice to have help.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death.
Oh. Wait a minute. The bucket was crushed to death? I was like, this is the
It was a
ending
shame,
for
the death of such a magnificent
the museum.
bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
The bucket. Oh, I lost my bucket. Welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like the bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within a cavernous void, but through the use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of the exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue living as you were in ignorance and darkness? Yeah, probably that one. Thank you for the lurk, Yoshi. Is this whole thing going to be about the bucket? Is this actually Griffith Park Observatory?
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
That's kind of rude. Can take in this bucket painting. And this is going to be our thumbnail right here. Just buckets. Print screen. Boom. What is this? I can't get in there? The bucket has ascended. There's stuff up there. There's text up there too. Are we going to end up going up there and jumping off? A bucket with 2 handles. This bucket is depicted as having 2 handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year dozens are put to death just for attempting it. Just for attempting it. Okay. Inferno Bucket, a replica of the Inferno Bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet in spite of it all, the simple fact remains no one can control a bucket. Stress Bucket presented without commentary. I'd comment on it, but it said presented without commentary. While we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures. That's amazing. Shark bait, ooh-ha-ha.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
See around there? Nah. There's no way. The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance inevitability is for our own good. Well, into the hole. I just walked on the bridge of faith.
There is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
I like the narrator's narrator.
Let Stanley die.
Yeah.
Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't
Be crushed.
reset the game.
I won't
Don't
do
give
it.
him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We
Oh,
can
we've
save
already
the
sent
world's
one out
buckets
of
from
here.
their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
That's one flat bucket. That's one flat Stanley. Oh my goodness. Okay. What did we need to do? Okay, here we go. I'm gonna scroll up to go to main menu. This is gonna get experimental here. Press epilogue. Just keep quitting and reopening the game. Now, they told us to set it to whatever time is our favorite time, and I am kind of a fan of like 1 a.m., but like 1:06 a.m. That's a good time. 1:06 a.m., your favorite time of day. Or could you simply not resist giving me the correct time again? After all, I know how much you enjoy setting the time correctly. Okay, now I'm curious how accurate 1:06 a.m. is. Let's use another slider to find out. How accurate is 1:06 a.m.? That's very inaccurate. Not It's not 1:06 a.m. You know, can I just say, regardless of the accuracy of the clock, I'm having a great time adjusting these settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like things to be set. It's good to collect data. I wish we had more sliders, but we've gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invent new sliders to gather new data on you. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, let me whip a couple of new ones up. Should be ready the next time you boot up the game. This is kind of exciting. It's like new content, but it's content that's like meta. You gotta get out of the game to get back into the game to get the new content. He didn't say to set our favorite time. Oh, more sliders until the computer is barely visible. Well, it is barely visible. I'll put it there so on the stream it's a little more visible for you guys. Please adjust the slider until the dog and the cat are friends. Oh, they're friends! I love this! Please adjust the slider until the number 5 becomes the number 9. They're gonna be all the way over. What's all the way up? Oh, the word 9 and the number 9. Please adjust the slider until you stop adjusting the slider. What if I never stop? You know what? That's a good one. That's good. That's just passing on a test. Which of the two made-up words below is most appealing to you? Occuboinkle or scrumtush? I kind of like occuboinkle. But it's a slider, so I kind of like it, but not like all the way. I think there's a place for scrumtush. Please don't adjust the slider. You're welcome. Do you know what time it is right now? Yes, it is 9:09 p.m. Is the time that it is right now the correct time? Yes, it is. Sorry, Hollow. What time is it anyways? It is yes. Is there anything about yourself that you haven't told me? Yes, plenty. Help. Yes. Will you come back to visit me? Yes. What time is it? Does anyone really truly know? Of course they don't. No one knows anything. You and I don't even know each other. We're like strangers. Sure, I've adjusted all the game's settings to your exact specifications, but who hasn't? It's just what I do, like a day job. And now the job is over. There's no more information for me to gather. I've collected all of the data on you that I can, and I still don't really know you. And you don't know me. It's true. And neither of us know what time it is. I guess some settings are just unsettable. But if I'm being totally honest, the clock doesn't do anything in the game anyway. You won't have me here when the game starts next time, but that's okay. Video games are meant to be played alone. You like being alone, don't you? That's maybe the only information I really learned about you. Well, it's time for me to leave. There's still one more setting that we need to adjust, but it may take a little time before I'm ready for that. It's not really in my job description, but that's okay. Perhaps you'll see me again, if you can find me. Talk soon. Epilogue. Here we go. This is it. Please be a narrator. My throat's getting kind of sore. Been talking a lot. Many, many years later. Oh, we're in the wasteland again. We've been here before. When I press E, it makes the keyboard typing noise. Thank you for the hydrate. I think I'm gonna make some tea after the stream. We are close to the end here. Oh, I saw a little hot cloud over here. No, please don't drown me. Very realistic. This is so relaxing. Oh, if I didn't already have a thumbnail, I'm gonna save that too. I'm just gonna cut it diagonally right down the middle. Just right down. It's gonna be partially this relaxing scene and partially the buckets. And then I'm gonna put a 2 right in the middle. That's just like for Stanley Parable 2. But pretty much if I became drowned, I would have a trident, because I'm that special. Poor Rook. All 8K channel points on water. That's a lot of channel points, man. Leviathan, you should use this game's things for your backdrops. I mean, your gradients, though, are a whole different level, but this is so calming. I'm gonna go to the outhouse first. You gotta go to the outhouse before you go to the memory house. Maybe it's not even an outhouse. It looks like a missile fell down. Oh, this is the escape pod. The bucket's gonna be in here. Yes! Oh, I knew it. I knew it. That felt so good. Oh, bucket. Woo! Oh man, I love this. We're gonna have to do the epilogue without the bucket? Nah. It's part of the game. We're just gonna let it be. Oh, it's so creepy. In loving memory, Stanley Parable 2. Oh, can I get a flashlight in here? It's so creepy when they have songs that pitch up and down when they're on sustained notes. Review the Stanley Parable 2, like so many. It's Cookie Nine's blog. Uncompromising gaming content posted April 27th by Cookie Nine. Like so many, I enjoyed my time with the original Stanley Parable, which underscores how truly disappointed I am with its sequel. Where the first game teamed with originality, the Stanley Parable 2 is dull, uninspired, and often insulting to its fan base. Rather than expand on what made the first game enjoyable, the sequel veers off into territory nobody asked for. An infinitely deep hole? Who cares? Where are the new endings? What about enjoyable bits from the Stanley Parable 1, like Adventureland? Instead, we get an uninspired side quest collecting figurines. Even this diversion feels incomplete. Collecting all the figurines gives you nothing. I must say, though, I found the bucket to be quite comforting. A welcome reprieve from... Cookie Nine's never happened. I know, he went from saying, like, the first game, I played for an hour, and then it got really old, and it's terrible. And then he's like, I really enjoyed the first game, but the second one is terrible. Oh, Cookie Nine. Oh, Cookie Nine, you hypocrite. Are these buttons? Jim. Oh, Jim.
Jim.
Someone clip it. We'll get a Jim button going. Stanley Parable developers, no more spin-offs, no more sequels. By Snip Sweemy. Interesting. Real Web. When the Stanley Parable launched to massive success in 2013, its creators made plans to build the property into an entire franchise, but a disastrous critical and commercial reception to the Stanley Parable 2 has prompted the developers to rethink their ambitions. As outlined in a press release they published today, it's clear that more Stanley Parable is just not what the fans want, reads the press release. We thought that we had a vision for the series that players would be excited about, yet it turns out this could not have been further from the truth. The press release goes on to promise to preserve the artistic integrity of the original game and to stop assaulting fans with our reckless and insulting creative visions. The word sorry appears more than 25 times in the press release. Yikes. Yikes. There's like a cave over here. How does it loop around with all the other gem buttons?
Jim.
It's depressing. I know. I think it's doing rather well, though. I didn't look at the reviews on Steam. I did post the review that they suggested in... we get more figurines. Wait, this is the infinite hole. All of the gem. It's the infinite hole, but it's like full of sand. Oh, wait a minute. What does this say? Thank you for enjoying the new content. The fern never came up. Oh. Hello again. It's nice to see you. But it's terrible to learn that there will never be another Stanley Parable game. Did you read what the developer said? Preserve the integrity of the franchise? What nonsense! The Stanley Parable is not sacred. We do not need to protect it. Screw the legacy. Let's keep making Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes. Let's run this franchise into the ground. Let's drag it through the mud and back. And if people hate it, who cares? You see, that was the narrator's problem. He was so obsessed with what people thought of his work. Don't make his mistake. Don't cling to the legacy. Let it burn. It's not hard. In fact, let me show you. Together, we are going to make the Stanley Parable 3. Ooh. It's simple. All we have to do is change the number in the game's title screen. We also we need a really dumb subtitle for the game, something loud and gaudy. Go ahead, try combining some random words together to make a new title for our game. The Stanley Parable 3, Journey to Gun. We gotta keep this train rolling. The Stanley Parable cannot end. It can only spiral on itself forever. Yes, and if Ruckus were here, he would get pinged. I must keep the wheel turning. I'm ready. Are we ready? Great. There's only one last thing we need to do. Please enter the current time. Oh, I'll enter the current time, and I'll tell you where you can put it. You put it right here on the screen. Please adjust the slider till the computer's barely visible. Thank you. Please enjoy the Stanley Parable. Stanley Parable 3, Journey to Gun. Look at this. Oh, yes. Amazing. We got a Mustang going. I'm going to print screen that too. All right. Okay, Stanley Parable 4. Now with added human condition. That sounds about right. Oh, that's kind of wow. Okay. Screenshot that. What even is this? Why, Stanley, why are you here with the mannequin in a steamy, showery room? This is so weird. Okay, Stanley Parable 5. Destruction of Home Planet. Yeah, you're right. That kind of does, that does ring true of the Stanley games.
Yeah, well, I just thought that it wasn't acceptable, for the father's reports, and then I just thought...
This is so weird.
I thought the reports could be a lot better. I thought the reports would make sense.
I'm gonna go with more stapler. Get past the 32-bit integer limit, see if you go all the way back to 1. We would be here for so long, because it takes like 30 seconds to restart the game. This is nuts. What even is this? Revenge of the Choice. We'll keep moving along. Oh, the dog and the cat are friends. I love it. Stanley Parable 8. It's either me or the sequel. Proud of that one. Oh my goodness. Round 1. Fight. Okay, here's the 8 room.
What's this?
Oh, amazing.
8. 8. 8. 8.
The Stanley Parable 8? No,
8.
no. This doesn't look
8.
right at all. The
8.
Stanley Parable
8.
takes place in an office building. There are doors and branching paths. This is just a button that says 8. Where did the Stanley Parable go?
8. 8. 8.
New content.
8.
They removed a lot of the
8.
old content though.
8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8.
We need the Stanley
I'm
Parable
looking around
8
and I really
eventually.
can't find the game anywhere.
8.
We
No
removed
boss's
it.
office or
8.
mind control facility
8.
or any of that.
8.
Literally just this
8.
8 button.
One of the
and
features-
what's worse is that you seem to be
8.
having a better time with
8.
this nonsense game
8.
than with the story I
8.
wrote for you. I'm actually
8.
a little insulted.
8. 8. 8.
Sorry about the sound balance. I'll take it down a little
8.
bit.
8.
There we go.
8.
It's about right.
8.
Well, I
8.
don't know what happened to the
8.
Stanley Parable or what the
8.
8 button is,
8.
but apparently you're having
8.
a riveting time with
8.
it.
I'm
And
having a
frankly,
riveting
I don't
time.
even want to pander to someone
8.
who finds this enjoyable.
8.
So with that, I
8.
guess just go
8.
ahead and enjoy
8.
the Stanley
8.
Parable
8.
8.
I will.
8.
Thank you very much. You should name the YouTube upload with part 8 instead of part 2 just to confuse people. I could do that. I'm just going to keep this
8.
going the whole time.
8.
But thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you had fun with Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I'm sure there's more secrets that are in there that we didn't get. If you're on YouTube, you know the drill. Like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it if you consider doing that. It really helps me out a ton. And hopefully you have a good rest of your night and week and whatever it is. And I'll see you guys in the next one.
8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8.